small family. It's just me, my dad, my mom, and my sister. And then my dad has one brother, but they don't communicate anymore. Just like didn't grow up well together. So I don't even talk to my one uncle. He had 2 kids, so those are my only 2 cousins, but they're like 30 something, so I'm not really close with them. My mom was an only child, so no family on that side of things. I just have my grandma. My mom's still living. I'm really close with her, so yeah, it's just kind of like my grandma and me and my family. But growing up, I always thought that a small family meant that we were going to be really close, but that wasn't the case for us, especially just like growing up and just being a lot younger and a lot more immature. I just remember a lot of fights in the house and arguments with my dad, who I'm very similar with, so we just like butted heads a lot. My sister is 4 years older, and when I was younger, I like wanted to be just like her. So we were closer when I was younger, but then as I got older, I realized that we were very separate people, and that's kind of had a damper on our relationship, just because we just don't have a lot in common, and it's kind of sad because it's my sister and I want to be close with her, but hasn't really turned out that way. My mom, she's probably the closest I'm with, but she always took my dad's side of things growing up, so she was never really on my battle in the house. I do remember this one time growing up. I don't remember how old I was, but I probably got in some silly argument with my dad, but I just specifically remembered that of just like me blowing up and him blowing up, and just like locked myself in my room being so dramatic. But I actually like ran away that night and didn't come back for a couple of days, but that's also dramatic because I literally just went to the other neighborhood where my best friend lived. Just to like kind of get some like hope that my parents would even care, but they didn't. So went to my friend's house, and her name's Abby, and we've been friends since I was like 1. She's like my best friend. We live together now, and I'm sure we'll be best friends forever. But I loved going to her house because the dynamic in her household within her family was a lot different than mine. They were really loving and just really good environment. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized it was because of their faith. And so growing up, I started to go to church with them, which I never went to church with my family or ever knew that a God even existed. And so that was kind of my first glimpse of that there was a God, and I was learning a lot going to church, but not really enough to kind of like establish a relationship. So it wasn't until high school that I actually got involved with a Christian organization called Young Life, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it or are familiar with it. And so I did that in high school, and that was the first time that I ever really not only saw what it looked like to follow a God, but be in a relationship with him. And so me and my Young Life leader got really close. I actually went to her wedding this past summer, so we're still really close. So yeah, now in college, I'm actually still involved with Young Life here at UNCC. I'm a Young Life leader. That's my first picture. Hold on. How do I go to the next? Hold on. Okay, so this was March of my freshman year, so about like a year and a half ago, and this is when I got placed as a Young Life leader here, and these are all of the friends that I got placed with that day, and these are basically like my family. I love all of these people. Majority are my best friends in this. Yeah, so that's kind of a good picture of, I'm like, I don't even know where I am, but yep, that's me on the left with my mouth like super wide open and my cheeks like super big, super excited that day. So basically, I'm just a Young Life leader to high schoolers in the area. I actually specifically lead at a high school called Hickory Ridge High School in Harrisburg, right off 49, if some of you guys are familiar with that. So through Young Life, I've created a lot of relationships with like intent, and I just love creating intentional interactions with people, and so that's kind of why I decided I wanted to major in communications. And I actually just decided a couple weeks ago that I wanted to minor in Spanish. Not really sure if I'm going to major. Right now I'm on the minor track. But it's actually part of my background. My grandma is 100% Hispanic, so I'm actually a 4th, which is kind of fun. And I just have a really, just kind of like deep excitement for the culture. So besides being involved with Young Life and my major, I really enjoy a lot of other things. I really love, I think this is my next picture, so I'm just gonna already talk about it, but I love my dog. I know that's super cliche, but just growing up with like my family not being super close, my dog was, that sounds so silly, but my dog was an animal person. I almost called her a person. Whatever, felt really close with her, and I really did feel like she helped our family in a lot of ways of just like creating joy in the household and just creating a lot of laughter and fun. So this is her. I think this is my next picture. Yep, that's her. So I actually was taking a picture of us and she yawned in the middle of it, and so I was like, oh, that's fun. But that just depicts her personality. She's literally so much fun. Her name's Mandy. She's 8 years old. And I'll never forget the day that my dad brought her home. We had a dog before her. We love Goldens, by the way. She's actually half Golden, half Irish Setter. But the day that my dad brought her home, we had actually just lost our previous Golden about a month ago, like prior to Mandy. And she died like very unexpectedly at 5 years old. We took her to the vet that morning because she wasn't eating her food, and we were told that she had diabetes. So we had to put her down that day, which was really hard for my family. So we got Mandy about a month later, but it turned out to be great because she's just so much fun. Let's see. I also really enjoy hiking. That's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes I'll literally just be here in Charlotte and I have like a day off and I'm like, I'm just gonna drive to Asheville today because I love to hike, and sometimes I just need like a refresher. And so yeah, that was actually, I don't know, a couple months ago I just drove to Asheville and a stranger took my picture and they did a good job. So yeah, let's see. I also really enjoy going to concerts. I'm actually going to one tonight. They're like a brother duo band called Penny and Sparrow. They're like very small, but I love them so much. So you guys should listen to them. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I also love spending time with my friends, and one friend that I specifically come to mind is one of my friends named Lauren. She actually leads Young Life with me, but she leads Young Life for Capernaum kids, so that's just kids with special needs. And yeah, so Lauren, we just have a silly friendship. Last March, so for spring break, we were like, what the heck, we don't have a trip planned. Like, we have to go somewhere. It's like sophomore year and we need to go on a trip. So we just kind of decided we were gonna go to Southern California just because, yeah. It was like the first time I've ever been on the West Coast and we just wanted to do something really fun. So this is actually a picture. We also went in August, so I just came back like a month ago.
Oh, God.
So we had spring break in August, loved it. This is actually us in August. We were rollerblading on Venice Beach, which was hilarious because I haven't rollerbladed in years, and so I looked like an idiot. But yeah, so to say we loved it is like a major understatement. We immediately fell in love. I don't really know if I just loved the trip idea of just like visiting, but right now our plan, me and her, is to kind of move there after college. She wants to go to law school in Pepperdine, so it's kind of a reason for her, but I'm just kind of tagging along. I'm hoping to potentially I'm looking at internships for this coming up summer in Southern California or anywhere in California to not only see what it looks like to live there, but also like have a job there as well. So yeah, I'm not really sure if that's I'm sure that's gonna be my 5-year plan, but I don't expect myself living there forever. It's super expensive and I don't really know if I want to raise a family there. But when I do raise a family, hopefully in like 10-ish years, I don't really know. Hopefully I imagine myself coming back a little bit closer to home. Since my family is really small, I would like to stay semi-close and not all the way across the country. So yeah, that's basically it.